Hi everybody, my name is Esme Auster and I'm the writer and director of the RatKing and the founder of the Late Night Picture Show. Welcome to the first of several production vlogs where I take you behind the scenes to show you how we accomplished what we accomplished with a tiny budget and an even tinier team. In this video, we'll be discussing some of the steps of pre-production that we've already finished. I sat down with our casting director to discuss the audition process.
Hey, I'm Mo. I'm the casting director of the RatKing.
It was definitely like a really surprising process. Like I was not expecting us to get nearly as many.
Totally. I remember the first day I was like somewhere where I didn't have any service and then I like turned on my phone.
We had 80
yeah.
tapes to watch.
Yeah.
And then it ended up by the time we closed submissions it was
800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like maybe expecting we'd get like maybe a handful of people through backstage because I wasn't super familiar with the platform, but they ended up picking up our project and using it in their ads.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, somebody texted me, was like, I just saw a targeted ad for backstage with your project as the listing, and I was like, send me a screenshot, and they couldn't find it again, so I don't have a screenshot of it.
Wait, that's crazy.
But that is why we got so many people.
I think just because it was my first time doing it, I didn't know what it would feel like to see a performance and be like, that's the one. Like I didn't know what would make a reel or a self-tape like have a special something, but then as we kept watching them, it was made extremely clear. It made extremely clear who had what we were looking for.
Yeah. I would definitely say to any actors who are like just getting into the self-tape thing, like make the weirdest choice that you can, because everybody else is doing it in the most basic, obvious way.
Totally.
And the casting directors and the casting team are watching so many identical tapes. Like even if it's like a silly random choice, like it's better to do it that way than like the basic way.
I think I gravitated toward people who kind of were making some really important but subtle choices.
So when we auditioned our two leads, we narrowed it down to like 2 for each potential role, and then we did chemistry reads where we had like all the different combinations of them do it. And I remember when we got Bilyeu and Kelsey together on Zoom for the first time, it was definitely like, yes. It was just like, yes.
Who is that?
It's me, obviously.
No, not you, the other guy. Who is he? Why isn't he here?
He wasn't a good person. Okay, he treated us poorly. He did not deserve to be one of us.
I didn't think I was gonna like Billy. Sorry if you're watching. I think that his style is not what I was gravitating toward in other self-tapes.
It's not what I had pictured for the character, but it
works really well.
Working.
And I remember seeing their chemistry, and I was like, they're bringing out the best in each other in this. And I was like, that's clearly
really exciting to watch them like do it cold on Zoom just like that and be like, just imagine how much better it's gonna be when they actually practiced and they're in person and they're like really feeling it. But yeah, definitely another thing that I found really interesting was like what I thought I wanted ended up not being what we went with for a lot of the characters, which I'm glad about. And like I'm glad that we were able to sort of separate, or at least that I was able to separate like how I had envisioned the characters when I was writing them versus like who we ended up actually casting. Another tape that I was like really surprised by, mostly just because it was so last minute, was Addie's. We were already sending out callbacks when she submitted her self-tape, and I think I watched like the first like 10 seconds of it and I was like, yes.
Remember when we used to complain about the heat? I feel stupid now.
Keep thinking about the last time I had a hot shower.
I can't even remember what that feels like.
Kate, why are we doing this?
What do you mean?
Why are we living like this? Why are you living like this? I know you have the money.
I believe in the mission. I don't want to leave.
Total like subtlety and like all of the little things that make that character like so kind of slimy. It wasn't.
Kay is like a really tough character. Because she's, I mean, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but she's like, I would say probably the most complex and like least straightforward.
And she totally got that from just that one scene.
She nailed it from that one scene with no further context, and it was like a really complicated scene. It's probably one of like the most difficult scenes. We just like 10 minutes ago posted our local casting call for Western Mass, so if you're an actor in Western Mass, and you want to be in a movie, we have a couple roles. Most of them are like a day or two of shooting, and they'll all be paid. So check out our Instagram for that casting call and for more information about that. And you can also email us at ratkingcasting@gmail.com. I'll put that. For questions, information, anything like that.
Yeah.
Now it's time to talk about everybody's least favorite part of the indie filmmaking process, the dreaded F word. In indie filmmaking, the fundraising process can look so many different ways, and we've been trying a little bit of everything. So we've been pursuing things like product placement brand deals, private investor funding, applying to grants and stuff like that. One part of the funding process that I'm actually looking forward to is us launching our crowdfunding campaign at the end of February. Crowdfunding campaigns engage the community in the filmmaking process in a way that traditional filmmaking just doesn't allow. We'll be crowdfunding for off-camera essentials like meals for the crew, transportation to get our cast to location, things like that. The campaign will kick off at the end of February and we'll host a special in-person event to celebrate. More details coming soon. The part of the crowdfunding campaign that I'm most excited about is the different perks that we offer for the different levels of donation you can reach. We'll be offering things like on-set visits, signed posters, Zooms with different members of the team, but we'll also be offering some cool little extra things. I started making these little beaded bracelets that say RatKing. And then I decided to get a little more creative with it. So here's one that says Rat Queen, Rat God. That one says Rat King. Rat Pope. My mom said not to make this one, it's too offensive. Let me know. Too offensive? What do you think? Rat Lord. These will be available at our in-person event, and as a perk, if you donate a certain amount to our crowdfunding campaign. They won't be available online just because they're honestly not even worth what it would cost to ship them. So we won't be selling these online, but we will be selling the t-shirts online. All of our RatKing shirts are made with upcycled shirts. The print on the front is done with an iron-on vinyl, and the print on the back was designed by our costume designer, Charlie Gatt. Funding is a tough process with a lot of unique challenges, and it's really not in my wheelhouse. I'm much more of like the creative minded person as opposed to like business minded, but I've had a wonderful team of people helping me out, and hopefully in future videos you'll get to meet some of them too. The last thing I want to show you today is the prototype of one of our props that I made myself. In one of the very first scenes, we see the characters playing a board game that they made up themselves. I wanted it to be a fully playable game, so here we go. And this is just a prototype. The final prop in the movie will be made by our production designer. The premise of the game is that you've just been released from jail and you need to go stable your horse on the other side of town. To get there, you have to go all the way around town. And you need a certain number of points to be allowed into the stable. To earn the points, you make stops along the way at places like the rodeo, the brothel, the mustache trim station, or the hoedown. Every single square along the edge has a corresponding action that you have to take, and some of them are a little bit crazy. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you play this game? Thanks for watching this video, and if you liked it, feel free to subscribe or leave us a comment telling us what you want to see in the next one. You can also keep up with the production over on Instagram at Late Night Picture Show Films. Thanks for watching!